Okay, so she said we have to attend every class. And I'm warning you people, attend every class. I am seriously not playing. Like, unless you want those demerits. Or, I don't forget, it's either demerits or you get kicked out of school unless you agree to do it. Something like that. Alright, so we're going to do blue, black, white. Based on what I want to do, we're going to go to blue, black. I kind of really want to do red. I don't know. Someone advised me that red, as cool as it sounds, is not the best. And it's only good for, like, what you need in the future. So blue, black, red, green, and how about a little white? We'll do white last because, truthfully, I want to learn green magic last. I really won't care for it. And let's get this thing a-going. Blue Mahal. Uh-oh, this is one of his classes. Great. I knew we would have to run into him sometime. Mill about all you like. It's your own time you're wasting. I have no objections to failing the lot of you at the next exam. Is lot a word for, like, every... I don't know. Grammar sounds... They said he was British. Is that a popular word in only Britain? Or is it popular in a lot of countries besides European ones? Because I've never actually heard the word lot been used that much in North America. Anyway, a flurry of robes as students scramble for their seats. Here you will be learning the subtle art of blue magic. At least some of you will. I thoroughly expect this subject to go over some of your heads. Blue is the color of change. That is altering what is already there, not creating or destroying. It is commonly used in conjunction with other magical styles in order to perform alchemic transmutations and other alterations of essence. I swear, if I was in his class, I would not have gotten that sentence. But now that I'm reading it and sitting down, I know what it's talking about. Maybe I should watch Full Metal Alchemist because of this. Blue magic can also be used to change the effect of an existing spell, to cast or dispel illusions, or to change location without movement through intervening space. For a skilled blue magician, reality is fluid, all things can be changed, yet few minds are capable of grasping the true range of possibilities. So, you mean this disgusting pencil right here? If I had blue magic, I could change this into a freaking box of KFC chicken extra honey barbecue with some blue cheese on the side. Yeah. I need to learn blue magic, and it needs to be done now. We'll see what you're worth. Alright. Ooh, yeah, 3. That's not bad. Oh, wait. What do we do? Okay, I returned to my room to flop on my bed. Ellen's already here, sitting at her desk. Hi, Anabelle. What do you think of class? Isn't it exciting? It's okay, I guess. It's not really what I expected. I thought we'd be waving wands and reading old scrolls. You've been watching too much Harry Potter, Anabelle. Sounds like it'll take a while before we can do anything big. But I guess that's why we have school. That sounds like my chemistry class, like, only because my chemistry teacher promised us one thing. The first 3 quarters would be nothing but crap and more learning. But once we get to 4th quarter, it'll be mostly labs and fun labs too, because we're gonna do like fireworks. I think one down. I like it better this way. Starting off with the theory behind the magic, it makes it into something real, something I can use instead of just a dream. I don't get it. I don't get what you just said. I've spent my whole life dreaming about something like this this happening to me. I wondered if that's what makes a wild seed talent, wanting it so badly. I didn't get that either. What about you? No, I didn't really think much about magic growing up. I saw it in the movies and it looked like fun, but it wasn't something that mattered to me. Speak for yourself. I didn't really see magic, but when you watch an anime and you see that kind of magical stuff, you swear you like pray one day that that'll happen to you. I kinda do. One day, I just want a magical guild named Fairy Tale to come down here and be like, magic is real. And I would be like, oh yeah, boy. Or it can be like Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and we can have some kids who really are dyslexic or something like that. Go crazy with Greek god and Greek goddess power. That would also work. But I'm not dyslexic, nor am I missing a parent. So chances are that may not ever happen. Because I kind of missed the mark for every demigod. I'm not super smart or creative. I haven't liked fairies since I was 8, and I never wanted to be a goth. I didn't want to be one either. I was totally surprised when I found out I could be a witch. Why did you think you had to be goth? I guess my theory was wrong. I couldn't think of any other reason this would happen to someone like me. Well, it's random, right? Wild means we get lucky. Even when it's supposed to be random, usually some people are more likely to get picked than others. I don't get it. I didn't get the whole point of this conversation. I stretch out on the bed, enjoying the feeling of having my feet free from shoes and stare up at the ceiling. Anyway, it can't only happen to people who really want it, or we wouldn't have to make the choice. That's true, but I can't imagine what sort of person would say no. The person who wouldn't want to leave their parents or leave a life of normalcy. Normality, my bad. It's not a very interesting ceiling. Now that I look at it, I suppose most ceilings aren't very interesting, but I never spent much time staring up at mine at home. After school, I'd be playing games or hanging out with friends or doing homework or watching TV. Too many ors, sweetie. I didn't go to bed until I was ready to sleep. Should we decorate the ceiling? What? The ceiling? It's so boring. We could paint it like a sky with clouds, or maybe cover it with stars and make them glow, or put posters up there or something. I don't want something over my head while I'm sleeping. What if it fell down? Then so be it. I guess you'd wake up with a poster on your face. I don't know. It's just an idea. If you wanted to cover the whole ceiling, you should probably ask Virginia what she thinks. It's her room too. No, it isn't. I can easily get her kicked out of here. Trust me, I have the power to get detentions. I just don't feel like it. Well, I don't want something that will fall or make a mess. If you tried to paint the ceiling, it might trip all over everything. If you learned enough blue magic, you might be able to use that to decorate with illusions. That's a really good idea. Thanks. What would you want him to make it look like? Something pretty, something interesting. Something cool, like seriously, I need something that will be like, Lindsay, you're still awake. Why are you staring at me? Right, Anabelle? Well, if you're making it with an illusion, you can make it look like anything, so it would be fun to see just how crazy we could get. Swirling clouds and lightning, dragons flying around, ripples and sparks. How will we sleep with all that overhead? I could sleep through it. See, my ceiling would probably have a big Kingdom Hearts all written. Big Kingdom Hearts, like a literal heart right in the middle. And then 2 keyblades. Wait, no, 3 keyblades. I want Riku's, I want Roxas, and I want Sora's, and I want Axel's chakrams. And for those who are like, it's Leah's chakrams now, or Lee, whatever, I don't care. It is not him. He's Axel, sorry. And it would all be so awesome. I'd probably never sleep, but it would work. We could turn it off at night. Who's got the magic to do that? Sorry, but I think that idea is a bit silly. What happened? Did my weird go up? Awesome. Could I get my cute to decrease? Like, I don't want to be cute. I want my character to be weird. Well, maybe I can think of something else. No. There's no rush. The school year's only beginning. Oh, so that was just something for us to raise some cute and some weird. That works for me. I arrive in classroom feeling slightly apprehensive. Black magic? Will there be zombies? A zombie apocalypse? That'd be so awesome. Good morning. Has everyone got a smock or an apron? There are plenty at the back. Aren't you like I thought you were the principal. Why are you teaching? Aprons? What are we going to do with those? We're going to cook, fool. For those of you who are new to our magical traditions, I should reassure you that black magic has nothing to do with death or evil. There's no such thing as an evil magic. There's only magic. Then screw this class. Why am I here? The bad and the good come from how you choose to use it. Black is the color of weight, solidarity, and permanence. Black magic is the magic of enchantment in physical form. All wands and things like that are created with black magic. Huh. Well, why am I here again? This does mean that cursed items are enchanted with black magic as well. That might be how people get the wrong idea. Okay. A pale girl with dark hair raises her hand. Watch, she came to this class thinking this was black, that this was what was going to happen. I swear. Yes, Raven? Okay, Raven. Really? That was the best name? This was too... you should have had like a name that says, yes, princess? Or something like that. Should have had like a not so stereotypical name. Since your enchanting matter and bones are matter, you could use black magic to animate a skeleton, right? That's an interesting question. You could certainly enchant a skeleton to hold a spell or react in some way. You could set a skull to chatter its jaw when anyone came near, like an alarm. Isn't that like interactive stuff? Like, there's like a class in the college I want to go to that does that. But to make something that could walk around and act on its own, you need to bind a spirit to it, and that calls for another kind of magic. We will get to combine techniques later in the year. Okay, cool. Now, one of the easiest ways to infuse magic into a physical substance is to mix things together in liquids, potions, and that's what we'll be starting with. Always remember to wear a smock or apron. Potion stains can ruin your uniform. So we're basically in a chemistry class, is what you're telling me. Ooh, 3. We're doing so good. I heard that the most you can get is 3, but that works. Wait, why are there 2 teachers? I thought there would be like 5 different teachers. Damn. That's so stupid. Why can't we have 5 different teachers? Wait, no, crap. I forgot if you use the little thing in the middle of the mouse, it'll scroll back. Get to your seats. Hurry up, no chatter. In this class, carelessness might cost you your finger. I don't care. I don't need my fingers. That would be like Chucky. I'm gonna just put my wand in my finger holes, and we'll work with that. He wouldn't really cut off students' fingers, would he? Yes, he would. Here you will be learning the seductive art of red magic, the evocation and control of energy. With this power, you might summon a breeze, light a fire, or call a distant object to hand. I say that it's seductive, not because the power itself, but because simple minds prefer simple solutions. That's true. Blast your enemies with lightning, tear buildings apart with earthquakes, let the world around you burn. Fall victim to such vulgar fantasies, and you leave yourself vulnerable to those capable of creative thought. There are many approaches that direct force cannot defend against. Well, that sucks. Dang, you just riled me up. You made me feel like, yes, this is the magic we want to learn. And then you're like, no. You think about that, and you will fail this class. He snaps his fingers in the air. One inattentive moment, and you lose control of the forces you have summoned. After that, you will only be remembered as an unpleasant stain on the wall. He rubs his hands together and gives a nasty smile. I swear, Graviner, if you weren't such a douche and gave me 10 merits, you'd probably be one of my favorite teachers. Now for your lessons. Ooh, we are learning 3 every freaking game. We just need green and white to go follow suit. I feel like because I said that, it's not going to happen. Yeah, so is this all the staff they have? Like, is this the best they could do? Moving, I guess we move on. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. Felt the yawn coming on there. When I arrive at the classroom, I find Professor Potsdam standing by the chalkboard. Good morning, Starshines. Does she have a name for us every time we go to class? You'll need to sit down before we can start, but take your time, relax, get comfortable. That's very important when working with this particular style of magic. Where do we go for white or green? Taking her words, I yawn and stretch before I settle into my seat. To some people, white is the absence of color, a blank canvas. In the non-magical world, white is a complete spectrum, all colors combined into one. That's the one I go for. Like, when people talk, when people would, my art teacher would talk about when we do color, she says white is the whole thing, like all colors mixed together. I'm not sure if she has an explanation for that. I've never actually heard of the whole thing being absence of color, so that's a creative way of looking at it. In some ways, you could think of white magic as either of these things. White magic is the tool you can use to access the spiritual realm. Ghosts, dreams, creatures from the other planes, the thoughts of those around you. With white magic, you can experience and communicate with things that are normally hidden. There is one thing I need to warn you about. Some people have tried to use white magic to control minds and spirits instead of asking for their aid. Don't do it. You'll regret it. Oh, well, I'm gonna do it. Thank you for telling me that. I will do it now. Now, shall we go on with the lesson? What sort of warning is that? Does she mean that it won't work? Or that we'll be expelled or arrested or our brains will melt? Or what? Maybe she'll tell us more later. No, she won't. Dang, we were on a roll with that 3. Damn it. Green magic. When I arrive at the classroom, I find Professor Potsdam standing by the chalkboard. Yeah, literally, this is the only class. Hello, little seedlings. Please take your seats. Today you're going to learn about green magic, the magic of life. This is a very important skill for any witch or wizard to have, especially when you get to be a certain age. Your body is a garden to be cared for. With proper tending, it can last you for centuries. No, it can't. Well, not in our world. Slowly, carefully, you must encourage your subject to grow in the direction you prefer. Be patient, and the rose vines will lose their thorns and twine around you. One of the students makes a scoffing noise. Is this kid dateable? Like, I seriously need to sit down and look at who's dateable, but I think I won't do it. If it can heal, it can kill. What happens if you force something to grow the wrong way quickly? Why would you want to do that? Because you want to kill whatever's in front of you, I guess. Because you don't like the life in front of you. Thank you, Mr. Boy. I like you already. Well, if that's your plan, I can look forward to working with you for a very long time. that face went from a smile to, what the fuck did you just say? Life has its own flow. You can change it, but the harder you push, the more energy you'll need. To cause a great change in an instant takes immense power. So you better get started. Oh, screw this. And I only get 1 green magic. Okay, that works because I'm not a really big fan of green magic. Oh yeah, let me save my game here. See, as you can see, like, I started something a while ago, actually. I think last year I started something, and I, like, stopped right on the 22nd. I don't think I got that far. Well, we'll do this. It'll make sure that we remember. After dinner, I'm walking back to my room when I notice the door is already open. I peek through the gap to see who's inside. Okay. It's Ellen. She's folding up some clothes, probably putting her laundry away. Wait a minute, that's Virginia's dresser. She's opening. Why is Ellen rummaging around in our roommate's stuff? Obviously, she's going on the panty raid. I haven't made a sound. She doesn't know I'm here. You know what? Only a person looking for drama would click go find Virginia. Screw that. Ask her what she's doing. If you want to know something, why not just ask? What are you doing? Eek. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Just tidying up a little. Yes, but isn't that Virginia's stuff? Yes. Why are you tidying up her things? Because she doesn't do it herself. She's making you be her maid? Wow, look at our eyes. We're just like, what did you just say? No! At this point, Virginia returns to our shared room. Hey, you guys, what's up? Why are you making poor Ellen into your slave? You see, these dramatic assertions are the ones that give people real big drama. Really, Anabelle? Did you not sit down and think for 5 seconds that maybe that didn't happen and that maybe she's doing this because she's stupid? Huh? She's not. Just what is going on here? I shake my head. I think I'm obviously confused about something. She saw me putting away some of your clothes. Oh, it was you's been doing that. I'm sorry, I just hate messy rooms. No, it's my fault. I'm not very good at picking up after myself. Mom always does it for me at home. Okay. Still, I didn't think it was too bad yet. We've only been here a week. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's been only a week. I hate having things be out of place. It makes me feel nervous. I don't know if I can make things perfect all the time. We all have to live together for a year without driving each other crazy. How can we work this out? You can't. Oh, they actually gonna help you do this. Everyone maintain their own space. Ellen should teach Virginia. Virginia should pay Ellen. None of these are operable. Like, none of these are good suggestions to get peace. Really, what I would have done is be like, Ellen, stop it. Knock it off. Do not clean. And Virginia, at least try to do something. But you know what? We're going to go with the one idea that won't... Alright, ignore that. That's my phone telling me I have a message. Ignore it. I'm going to go with this. Ellen should probably teach Virginia. Try that out. You said you didn't know if you could keep things clean, but that's probably because you don't know how. If Ellen teaches you how to clean a room properly and gives you reminders... This is so stupid already. It's hard to read this because I would never do this. Oh my god. Moving on. And gives you reminders, I'm sure you can do it. I suppose. It's not a perfect compromise, but it's hard to reach a perfect agreement between 3 different people. This was the stupidest agreement. I'm sorry, but I felt like I was being a douche if I was like, everyone stay on your own side. Everyone. Are you listening to me? Everyone. I'm awakened early on Saturday morning by a tap at the door followed by a faint hissing sound. What's going on? Oh, a snake must have gotten in the room. I stumble out of bed to find that 3 envelopes have been pushed under the door to our room, each marked with one of our names. Hey, money's here. Each envelope contains $5, the weekly spending allowance for Iris Academy students. $5? In this world, $5 wouldn't even get me a soda. If you went to the wrong places. If it's our money, why can't they just give it to us all at once? I guess they don't trust us not to spend it all at once. And then run out and complain. Well, that might teach people to plan ahead. Well, doesn't this teach them to do that too? They just have to save up. This way still teaches people to plan ahead. If you want to buy anything really cool, you've got to save up. But you're missing the important part. It's Saturday, and that means a trip to the mall. I'm not that big on that. I didn't think you were a shopaholic. I'm not, but it's great to get out and look at something other than school for a while, isn't it? Also, they have ice cream and penny candy and really big cinnamon cookies and... Ooh, you stopped me at ice cream. You had me at ice cream. We get the idea. Since I've been there before, I can show you guys around. What about studying? Oh, fuck studying. You have plenty of time for that during the week. Right, Anabelle? Oh, my dog woke up. Ooh, let's go to the mall. Sure, I'd love to go to the mall with you guys. Great, Ellen. I guess it's okay, but you ought to have a good breakfast before you look at ice cream. Yes, Mother. My good breakfast is ice cream, Ellen. Understand. Students are lining up outside the school, waiting for a free seat in one of the shuttle vans. But travel between here and the local shopping center. Come on, we can ride together. Wait a minute. What is it? We're still in uniform. So? Won't people stare at us because we're all wearing capes? No. For certain people, this is just as average as waking up in the morning. Nah, just act natural. It's no big deal. But it's nowhere near Halloween. Please, as I said, some people, when they go to the mall, see people wearing capes on an average day basis. Come to Baltimore around August. Like, you'll be shocked what you see. Since the teachers aren't saying anything, I suppose this is what we're supposed to do. Yep, so Daisy. Ooh, we're in the mall. Yeah. The mall is not very large or very crowded, at least where I'm standing. Witches and wizards easily outnumbered shoppers in ordinary clothes, but no one reacts to the sight. Might be used to it. I guess if students come here all the time, they get used to it. They probably do. Okay, that place does coffee and pastries. They have fresh fruit. That one does baked potatoes. There's a gift shop. There's the cafe. Are all these stores magical? Nah, there's only one magic shop here. They sell wands and stuff. I'm going to get a chocolate croissant. What about you? That chocolate croissant sounds damn near good. We're going to the arcade, obviously. Hit that arcade. There are only a few old-style video games with joysticks and buttons here. Most of the arcade is filled with racing games, dance pads, claw grabbers, things that give out tickets for prizes, and a surprisingly large collection of pinball machines. Pinball piston, like, I usually don't play pinball. I hate claw. Play dance games. I don't really like dance games that much. Hit me up on that pinball. Most arcades I've been in only contain 1 or 2 pinball machines. Even though this mall isn't big, they've got a row of 6 games and 4 of them are being played already. Oh my god. Someone went with the afro, and even worse, he has a green one. Gee, good lord. Oh, he's a toad too. I can see it on his belt. There's a big guy in Iris Academy uniform racking up multi-balls on one end, but despite his impressive score, he keeps on scowling. I keep my distance. Bouncing shiny things? What the? Bouncing shiny things around into flashing lights is fun? Oh, at least we got some stress down. But what the heck? Who would say that? Oh, besides my friend Kyle973 Anime. Besides him. He'd say it on an average day basis. On Sunday morning, I slept in. There aren't any school activities today that I know of, and I haven't made plans with anyone, so there's nothing else to do. So I guess Sunday's the day for plans, which just makes me realize I miss my family. I'm not used to being completely out of contact with this, like this. There aren't even any phones in the dorms, so I can't call home. Dad promised he and Mom would write, but I haven't received anything. Maybe they were too busy on the first day, or the mail was slow. I'm sure I'll hear from them soon. No phones, no computers, no television. Dear God, where's life without any of these things? It doesn't matter much during the week when I'm busy with classes, but on a day like this, it leaves me feeling restless. I think I'll go outside. That works.